Joel Rubin, former Deputy Assistant for the Secretary of State. Thank you, Joel, very much for speaking to us. So will this squeaky beginning set the tone for the rest?
Well, Ellie sure is a bit of a kerplunk. It's total mockery right now across Washington, around the country. A rare moment of unity between Joe Biden and Donald Trump in the attacks against Ron DeSantis. And if anything, this is a sign of what we should expect, which is that Ron DeSantis is going for the gimmick. He's going to try to make waves, and sometimes when you swing for the fences, you strike out. And this was a disaster, and no campaign should ever start this way. But he did, and now he has a lot of ground to make up in addition to the polling ground, which is significant and real.
Yeah, and Trump, of course, hitting back, not wasting any time with a very peculiar AI video of his own. Question being, Joel, will DeSantis try to be more like Trump, or will he push for a more traditional campaign?
Yeah, I don't think he quite has it figured out yet, which is a bit shocking considering he spent months getting ready for this moment. It's kind of like in professional sports when there's a preseason and a training camp and everyone's ready for the first game, and then they come out flat and they don't score any points. Well, this is what happened now. And you can't really make up your message on the fly in these kinds of campaigns. Otherwise, you're going to get hit by all sides. And already we're hearing rumors of people like Chris Christie getting into the race, other kinds of moderate politicians in the Republican Party. If anything, yesterday's failed announcement encourages more competition. And so DeSantis, last night, he's in this Twitter space sounded more like he was running for Florida governor than running for president of the United States, and using a lot of sort of old, tired arguments against woke culture, quote unquote. He's into book bans, by the way, and as a Jewish person, I find that incredibly offensive. I think that we Jews know where that can lead, and that's sort of what he goes for, and that's not a really big winning message right now.
Yeah, and before we talk messaging or policy, I do want to circle back to yesterday's announcement, because perhaps the real significance of this presidential announcement bid on Twitter had little to do with DeSantis and more to do with Elon Musk. Break it down for us.
Sure. Well, Elon Musk, he's the wealthiest person on the planet, or if not one of the top 2 or 3. And so for Ron DeSantis, he clearly wants to make Elon Musk a major donor. He went there, he kissed the ring. Musk also has this platform, this Twitter platform, that is a massive megaphone. And Donald Trump now has his own platform called Truth Social. He can now post again on Facebook and on Twitter if he wants to. But clearly what DeSantis is trying to do is to get his voice out there and get Musk's support and get a real right-wing echo chamber as well. And Musk has sort of rejuvenated much of the right-wing echo chamber. And I guess for DeSantis, he sees that as the real sweepstakes win potentially. But certainly he's looking for dollars everywhere he can go. That's what candidates do. And Musk has the biggest wallet in the United States, basically, for this kind of a venture.
Yeah, well, Joe, before we let you go, silly me, I'm going to ask you about policy, when obviously the most important thing here is politics. But what are we going to see in terms of the main campaign focus, policy-wise?
Well, yeah, policy is good. I love policy. Look, immigration is always going to be a major issue for Ron DeSantis. They're going to talk about the economy. I'm sure that he's going to try to bring up inflation and talk about a different way of running the economy. Where he is going to try to distinguish himself, and we saw some hints of this yesterday with Donald Trump, is making the argument that he can actually execute and get things done, which is what was so disastrous for him from yesterday's botched rollout, is that here's his first showing to the electorate as a candidate, and he botches his rollout. He can't get that done, but he's going to try to say that he can execute a vision that Donald Trump just somehow couldn't, even though he supported Donald Trump for all 4 years and asked for his endorsement when he ran for governor in 2018.
Well, former Deputy Assistant Secretary of State, Joel Rubin, instead of prepare the popcorn, I'll tell you to prepare the cheesecake. Happy Shavuot holiday. Thank you very much for this.
Thanks, Ellie.
Bye.